The regular meeting of the Board of Education, of the Prairie Local School District is called to order at 5:45 PM in the Tarbuck Center Conference Room. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Foley,
Here.
Mr. Lady. Here. Mr. Roberts. Here. Mr. Truster.
Here.
Mr. Welch. Here.
Thank you. Please stand for the pledge. Right back here. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thompson, Superintendent.
Thank you, Mrs. Foley. Very excited tonight to give out some very deserving accommodations. So if we could have our athletic director, Mr. TJ Walk, welcome forward and begin the proceeding.
All right, thanks, Dr. Thompson. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming out. I'm gonna, in a moment here, I'm gonna call up our head wrestling coach, Mr. Dave Rowan, but I just wanted to say a few words before I call Coach Rowan up, and I promise I won't take all of his thunder here. But I am extremely proud of our wrestling program and what they've accomplished this year, as we are every year. And we always seem to at least get 3, 4, 6, 8 people down to the state tournament every year. Varies from year to year. This year we had 3 state qualifiers: Riley Rowan, Ryan Brubaker, Brock Christian. And I'm happy, thrilled to report Ryan Brubaker finished 7th in the state, 165 pounds. We'll give Ryan all Ohio, top 8 are all Ohio. And for only the 4th person in Perry High School wrestling history, 50+ years of history back to 1971. Mr. Brock Christian was a state champion for us at 132 pounds. We got the banner ready to go in the gym. It's ordered, I should say, not ready to go, but it's ordered. So that'll hang from the rafters for eternity. We'll have the sign this Sunday here at the Welcome to Perry and the 220 split there. So congratulations, Brock. So well deserved. So proud of you. And proud of our coaches. Congratulations to his family and our coaching staff for a wonderful season overall. So at this time, I'll call Coach Rowan up, have him say a few words, and we'll get into our certificates here.
I would be prepared.
Yeah, sorry.
I just want to say thank you, everybody. You know, it's a support system that we have, and I get great leaders to follow. I get great people to work with too. I'm very blessed with the parents I have that support me. To do the things that we do, it's a grind. It really is. But you know, I love, and I'm gonna brag about this, is we're a closed enrollment. And that's special to me because every one of these kids that come through are all from Perry. And it's great to see them come, you know, this high, come into the program and leave. And with Brian and Brock, the seniors, so pretty special for me to be part of that and see that. So I thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that.
Coach Rowan, we'll give you your certificate of excellence here. You can come forward for your certificate. Our other 2 coaches, Coach Thomas and Coach Bezig, are helping run the track meet right now. That's we got going on against NECL. So those guys are working hard. And then we call up Brock and Ryan as well. We'll start with Ryan Brubaker, 7th place, 165 Division III. Once again, our state champion 2023 Division III at 132 pounds, Mr. Brock Christian.
Right.
Foley, are we getting pictures? Pictures of you guys up there?
Yes.
Men should go up and get their pictures.
Come on up, guys.
Well, on behalf of everyone from the Perry Schools, Perry community, again, thank you for representing us so well. And we understand the grind and the hard work, although we can't imagine how tough it is and what a great accomplishment. So we're so proud of you guys and appreciate the work. And thank you so much.
I watched it live on the live stream. And I'm going to tell you what. I was sleeping in my kitchen, nervous wreck. That over. Both of you guys, very exciting. Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys. We'll get some pictures and then we'll call it.
Honey, I was doing the same thing.
Wasn't that crazy?
I loved it.
Oh my
It was
God.
like lagging. We were watching, they kept freezing.
Yeah, I wasn't even there live, but it felt like.
The baseball skating party.
Yeah,
Well, in between
that
everything,
was so exciting.
we're not gonna stay on this whole.
Hey, I'll-
Yeah.
Picture.
And this time I'd like to call up Karen Sunday from Prairie Township Administrator to come up and provide some resolution.
Trustees Rick Ames, Bob Dawson, and Nancy Steele. And we did resolutions for each of the gentlemen who placed at state. And it's just a refreshing feeling having, being represented at the state tournament and have students who are so dedicated to their sports and their schooling. And then we also did a resolution for the coaching staff of the wrestling team. That also is very refreshing. I understand even just with our winter sports, we have 4 or 5 coaches that earned the title of CVC Coach of the Year. It's nice that we have the dedication of, adults that want to do that and, train our kids in sports and give them a good Catholic. So congratulations to you, coaches and the boys.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Back to work. Yeah.
Thanks. You can eat now, right?
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Live, congratulations.
A lot of our grandparents too.
On one, committee report? No? Okay. Administrative updates. Dr. Thompson.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Foley. Well, obviously, I will start on a very sad note. We'd like to, provide our condolences to all the victims suffering as a result of the deadly shooting that occurred in that small elementary school in Nashville yesterday. Our thoughts and prayers are with all of them as they go through this incredibly difficult time. On the legislative front, Mr. Gallant and I did make it down to Columbus a couple of weeks ago to begin our lobbying interest with our legislators. It was a productive afternoon. Plenty of work left to do. We received some great support from Representative Callender, who, Mark has done a lot to maintain that connection with us. We appreciate that, Mr. Welch, but he's willing to craft the language. The challenge will be to get the Senate to go along with that. So plenty of work to do, but we got it started. And again, this buy-in budget, we were able to get protection through this buy-in budget, and that's really what Senator Serino is talking about. Why are you here? We took care of you last time, and we're here because we want to be taken care of forever, and because we deserve to be. And so we'll continue that work. On a good note from the state too, I got a call from Mayor Gesick a few weeks ago. You may have heard some of what the governor is doing as far as helping fund school resource officers. And a while back, we increased our school resource officers, the number on campus, and we have one full-time, and we have another position that has been being filled off and on by part-time folks. And so the village is going to fill that second position with a full-time benefited paid SRO. So we'll have 2 full-time SROs on campus as long as that grant money holds out, which is good news. The Ohio Association of Secondary School Administrators has selected Mr. Robert Nisley as the OASSA Middle School Principal of the Year. Mr. Nisley has a proven track record of servant leadership and truly believes in finding ways to elevate those around him. Mr. Nisley has served as OASSA member since 2005, been involved with several committees throughout the years, and began serving on the board of directors in 2015. Congratulations. We are proud of you for being named to the Ohio Association of Secondary School Administrators for 2023-24. Great job. Congratulations again to our wrestlers here tonight and all the winter sports athletes who performed so admirably. All of our teams represent us well, both in season. We talked about all the CBC championships last meeting, and then they all made great tournament runs. Pretty much, we were in the district finals. Our swim team got people out, our track, on our track, our wrestlers got out, so. Another fine sports season, winter sports season for our Prairie Pirates, so congratulations to all those athletes. And again, while the school year has been wonderful in comparison to what we've experienced in the previous 2 years. We've also observed some increased challenges. Our kids came back to us, our staff, certainly impacted and affected by what came to be a 2-year pandemic. And we've been trying to adjust and adapt to these issues as the school year has gone on, both behaviorally and academically. And so we have been so fortunate over the past 2 years and this year to have enjoyed the services of Mrs. Shields, who has laid a strong foundation in our special ed programming and successfully brought preschool back to under our wing. And as tough as it's going to be, and as dearly as she's going to be missed, we wish her well on her retirement and bon voyage as you spend a month in Europe. But knowing our challenges and everything that's going on, we have to adjust, adapt, and move on. And so on our agenda tonight, you're going to be seeing some administrative recommendations for me that will allow us to build on the fine work that Mrs. Shields has started with us, with an additional emphasis on the well-being of our students and staff. And it is my hope to continue the staffing process and have additional recommendations for you for the board meeting in April. And lastly, I just want to wish everyone a relaxing spring break. For all of those students traveling to New York with the band or going to Florida with the track team and elsewhere, have fun, but be careful and get back to us safely. That concludes my administrative update.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Do we have anyone for public participation? No. Consent agenda. I have a motion to approve A and B.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Leidy,
Yes.
Mr. Roberts. Yes. Mrs. Trencher.
Yes.
Mr. Welch. Yes. Mr. Foley.
Yes. Dr. Thompson.
Thank you. I have personnel tonight, acceptance of retirement. The board is asked to accept the retirement of the individuals listed as recommended by the local superintendent. B, personnel acceptance of resignation. The board is asked to accept the resignation from the employee noted as recommended by the local superintendent and director of special education. C, personnel approval appointment administrative. The board is asked to approve the new 2023-24 position of the administrators noted as recommended by the local superintendent and assistant superintendent. Under D, personnel approval appointment classified, the board is asked to approve the employment of the individuals listed for the position indicated pending successful completion of required employment paperwork, certification, training, and background check as recommended by the local superintendents. E, personnel approval appointment corrective action. The board is asked to approve the corrective action noted below as recommended by the local superintendent. Under personnel approval of change of position, the board is asked to approve the change of positions noted as recommended by the local superintendent. Under G, personnel approval appointment curriculum hours, the board is asked to approve the employment of the individual listed to complete curriculum work at the rate of pay and for the maximum number of hours indicated as recommended by the local superintendent and assistant superintendent. Under H, personnel approval appointment independent study, the board is asked to approve the employment of the individual listed for the second semester independent study supplemental position and rate of pay indicated for the 2022-23 school year as recommended by the local superintendent and by the principal. Under I, personnel approval appointment substitutes, the board is asked to approve the individual noted for the 2022-23 daily substitute positions listed as recommended by the local superintendent and assistant superintendent. Under J, personnel approval appointment 2022-23 athletic supplemental, the board is asked to approve the employment of the individuals listed for the 2022-23 athletic supplemental position and rate of pay indicated pending successful completion of required employment paperwork, certification, training, and background check as recommended by the local superintendent and athletic director. Under K, personnel approval of appointment athletic volunteer, board is asked to approve the individual listed as a volunteer for the 2022-23 sport noted pending successful completion of background check and certification as recommended by the local superintendent and athletic director. L, approval of revised A and B and salary schedule. The board is asked to approve the updated administrative employee benefits and administrative salary schedule as recommended by the local superintendent and chief financial officer. M, approval of the 2023 phase-in schedule. The board is asked to approve the 2023-24 phase-in schedule below for grades preschool through 8 as recommended by the local superintendent, assistant superintendent, and building principal. And then approval of intra-district shared equipment agreement. The board is asked to approve an intra-district equipment agreement with the Madison Local Schools for the Real Care Baby Infant Simulators as recommended by the local superintendent and assistant superintendent. And we have first reading approval of board policies. The board is asked to consider the following revised board policies as a first reading for future action as recommended by the local superintendent. Draft policies available for your review below. And I would ask that, we will ask for those second readings at our next regular board meeting with any changes or edits that you guys may come up with in those. So we'll have a little bit of a longer time when we go through those at our next regular meeting. And that concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Dr. Woodward. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Any discussion or question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts. Yes. Mr. Truster.
Yes.
Mr. Welch. Yes. Mrs. Foley.
Yes.
Mr. Laydick.
Yes.
Mr. Gallant?
Want to go ahead?
Yeah, I want to go to the addendum. Oops. What do they need? Who's doing
It
it?
always,
It's Nikki. No, I'm
it's
kidding.
not me.
It's-
All right, the addendum, please, Dr. Thompson.
Yes, we're gonna dispose of some obsolete, outdated items. The board is asked to authorize the chief financial officer to dispose of the obsolete and or outdated items that no longer are of use listed as recommended by the local superintendent, chief financial officer, and building principal. And the file is attached. And we have under personnel approval of a change of position. The board is asked to approve the change of position noted as recommended by the local superintendent and building principal. This concludes my superintendent's addendum report.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion? Questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Foley.
Yes.
Mr. Laydick.
Yes.
Mr. Roberts. Yes. Mrs. Truster.
Yes.
Mr. Welch. Yes.
All right, now, Mr. Gallant, on the regular agenda.
Thank you. First item I have is approval of financial reports. The board is asked to approve the financial reports from February 2023 as recommended by the chief financial officer. Item B, approval of tax rates. The board is asked to accept the amounts and rates listed as determined by the Lake County Budget Commission, authorized by the necessary tax levies, and authorize the chief financial officer to certify them to the county auditor as recommended by the chief financial officer. These are the same tax rates we've had 4 years. We haven't had any levies on that, so that's what the rates are. Approval of expenditure staples. The board is asked to approve an expenditure of up to $75,000 to Staples Technology Solutions for 250 Chromebook management console licenses as recommended by the chief financial officer and director of technology. The reason we're doing it this way is because sometimes they give us a price and we want to be able to act on that price rather than waiting, because like we had a price and then they will hold it for a week, but if we don't have a board meeting, then we may lose that price to another one. So we're gonna try to wait for that price and then kind of jump on, because we already have the authority then. Approval expenditure Cardinal bus sales. The board is asked to approve an expenditure of $130,145 to Cardinal bus sales for 184 passenger school bus as recommended by chief financial officer and director of transportation. We do annually budget for one bus here. We did receive a state grant, which reduces this cost by $45,000. So we'll apply that state credit to this purchase. Approval expenditures contract paper group. Board is asked to approve the expenditure in the amount of $24,284 to CPD contract paper group. For district paper is recommended by chief financial officer and the director of maintenance and operations. This actually typically buy a truckload of paper. This actually is a really good price. We typically have between $25,000 and $30,000 for a case for a truckload. So this is a good price on that. Item F, I'd like to pull from the agenda. So we're gonna scratch that one. Item G, contracts and agreements, Educational Service Center Western Reserve. The board is asked to approve the 23-2024 Educational Service Center of Western Reserve Service Agreement as recommended by Chief Financial Officer and Director of Special Education. I had a question regarding some of the services specifically to billable things associated to the superintendent treasurer HR guidance. Those services are included in the actual bills and are not additional billable items as part of services that are provided. Item H, I'm also going to scratch off. We had recommended a lawn care bid contract. It'll appear in the addendum agenda. The company that was the low bidder in our bid was not able to get enough manpower to honor their commitment, so we had to pull them from this agenda. This just happened yesterday morning. So those are the items I have, including the two items that were scratched, items H and item F.
So we have a motion to approve A, B, C, D, E, G, and that's it.
Yes.
Okay. A, B, C, D, G.
Second.
Any discussion or questions? I just have a question. So the bus, the 130 that we're seeing here, so technically it's gonna be 45,000 less than that?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we getting any closer to being paperless?
Well, we got a truckload of paper. We gotta use that up. No, I don't think we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did pick up.
Yeah, I wanna go back to printing report cards.
I like paper.
So I like paper.
I'll take paper.
I actually like paper.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we do print up less paper because we have electronic storage, so it saves on that. But we still distribute a lot of paper to kids, to families, and everything else. And that's just what we do. It's more disposable than it used to be, and because we keep the electronic record, but we still have paper.
That it? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Metzger,
Yes.
Mr. Welch.
Yep.
Mrs. Foley,
Yes.
Mr. Leidig,
Yes.
Mr. Roberts.
Yes.
And then I have an addendum on the agenda. I have an item on the addendum agenda, which is actually approval of lawn care services bid for 23 to 25, so it's this year and two more. Board is asked to approve a 3-year bid for lawn care services. From Lake Erie Shores contract with terms and conditions set forth in the contract documents in the annual amount of $76,687 is recommended by the chief financial officer and director of maintenance operations. So actually, I'll explain it in a minute. Go ahead. You want to do that? Right.
Got a motion? Questions? Let's talk.
Yeah, so the one that we pulled was 74,000. This is actually a little bit higher. But our contract that we were under contract for 2025, and the company couldn't honor it, was actually higher than the 76,000. So the 74,000, they couldn't do it. They couldn't get the manpower to make it work for them. These guys are able to do it. They have the manpower, and they're less than the contract that we would have been under the old contract. So
They're not just the cheapest, they're like actually.
yeah, we check references, we check their ability, their manpower, their ability to perform the contract.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you, the contract we've had in the past few years was a good contractor. I think things look good with them, but they just weren't able to do it for the price, and that became problematic. And so they actually asked to get out of the contract. There was a clause in the contract that required them to pay the difference to comply if they weren't able to do it. So had this bid come in at $100,000, they would have owed us that contract difference. So they said, is there any way that we could work something out? Took the bid. And because it came in lower, they probably would have had to pay it. Had this been a little higher, they probably would have had to pay us for a couple of years. It's lower, and we let them on the contract pending the board action. And I hope that these guys, honor their commitment and their references gave us good answers.
Okay.
So
Still just a workforce efficiency challenge, is that?
I think so, yeah. I mean, so they bid it real, these are all, all real tight bids as far as numbers. And so it's how many hours do you think you need to pay people to get this job done, what are fuel costs and everything else? And people estimate the jobs a little differently, based on maybe the equipment they have and manpower they have and what they're paying them. It's hard to find workers anywhere still. So.
The explanation. Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Lighting,
Yes.
Mr. Roberts,
Yes.
Mrs. Tresker.
Yeah.
Mr. Welch,
Yes.
Mrs. Foley.
Yes.
Thank you.
Um. Unfinished business. New business. I just want to make sure that we are prepared. So at our next meeting, obviously this is under correspondence and announcement stuff, but that we should probably work in a work session there. We have a regular meeting and a work session. Just, we're gonna have to go over all those first readings.
Sure.
It's quite a bit. And that'll be April.
And you have your 30-page May meeting.
Yes. So we won't have time then. So I think April would be a good time to plan ahead for our work session. We also have retiree recognition in April. Or is that May? In May.
May.
Okay.
Change the meeting time for April, so it'll be longer or.
Yes. So,
I don't know, 5's too early.
well. Yeah, this says our next meeting is May. I guess, or March. This is confusing. Hold on, sorry. It's just showing correspondence and announcements, communication to the board. See the right below number 11? It just shows today's meeting date. Okay. I can keep going.
It says the next regular meeting will be scheduled Tuesday, the 18th at 5:45.
So if we need to adjust May, we can talk about it then.
Yeah. So, but April, do we need to adjust April? I think that's the one where
I think that's good.
you think. 5:45.
Yeah.
Spring sports, you know, there's always gonna be spring sports because the weather's nice.
Right.
Or math or.
Something.
Okay. All right, so Gina, no other information, no public participation again? Okay, so, I have a motion. Did you have something?
We play math. Right?
It's softball.
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 Maybe that's fine. I didn't even know.
Let's adjourn.
It's a big thing. Item intended.
We need
Okay.
We're adjourned.
So
Do a roll call or
Oh, yeah, we should.
Mr. Welch,
Yes.
Mrs. Foley,
Yes.
Mr. Lighting,
Yes.
Mr. Roberts,
Yes.
Mrs. Tresker.
yes.
At 6:14.
Congratulations.